so he advised Hada to speak with her. After school, Hada tried to convince Misuzu to let him explain their relationship to Chiwa, but she refused. She said that once someone else knew about their arrangement, it would no longer be a secret, and she wasn't willing to risk it. As they continued on their way home, Hada told Misuzu about Chiwa's determination to become popular. This made Misuzu ask him to bring Chiwa to her after school the next day, which left him feeling like she had something up her sleeve. After school the next day, Hada took Chiwa to the old tea room to meet Misuzu, and they were both surprised to find her waiting for them in a kimono. When they sat down, Misuzu extended an invitation to them to join her club. She also told Chiwa that she was aware of her wish to become popular and said she wanted to help. Misuzu claimed that the only reason she was able to become popular and stay that way for so many years was because of a journal left behind by her first love. As she said this, she pulled out Hada's journal, and when he tried to grab it, Chiwa pushed him down. She then asked Misuzu how a journal could help, so Misuzu explained that it contained information on how to become attractive to the opposite gender. When Chiwa asked what happened to her first love, Misuzu made up a story about him going to the store one day and never returning. Chiwa sympathized with her, but said she didn't need her help to bag a man, so Misuzu told her Hada was part of the club, and just as she expected, Chiwa agreed to join them. Hada tried to convince the underdeveloped shrimp not to make a deal with his devil girlfriend, but she told him to shut up and said he was only looking for an excuse to be alone with Misuzu, so they could bump uglies. After her tongue lashing, they all settled down, and Misuzu explained that she wanted the club to be an avenue for young girls to learn how to become an elegant and chaste Japanese woman. That was why she named it the Club for Young Maidens to Recreate Themselves, or SANEFAG for short. At school the following day, the three met in the club room, and Misuzu told Chiwa that she needed to pick someone she saw as a potential boyfriend. Chiwa thought about it for a bit and told her friends that she was willing to make Sakagami, a third-year student, her test subject. Hada thought Sakagami was a good choice, but Misuzu had her doubts about him. However, she changed her mind at the last minute and said he was a good choice, so they all agreed to work on making Sakagami fall for Chiwa. As their meeting progressed, Hada noticed Chiwa didn't look excited, so he asked if she was having second thoughts about their plan. Chiwa assured him that wasn't the case, and Misuzu decided that reading a chapter from Hada's journal would be a good way to motivate Chiwa. She began reading the entry where Hada wrote about him and his beloved guitar, which left him feeling so embarrassed. When she finished, she said the lesson from the passage she read was that people in bands were cool and popular, most especially those who played the guitar. Misuzu assured Chiwa that all she had to do was carry the case around, and everyone would believe she was a guitarist. She then coached Chiwa on what to do and told her that if someone asked who her favorite musician was, she could just use one of the names of the stands that appeared in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Part 4. However, Chiwa wasn't an otaku, so she assumed JoJo was the name of a BBQ place, and the moment she said this, Misuzu
Celebrate the moment with Ferrero Rocher.
Business is always in motion. You need a mobility partner that listens and adapts, with solutions customized for the short term and the long haul. Because business as usual isn't the usual anymore. Enterprise for lives in drive.
Nearly lost her mind. As she dramatically swayed and hugged Hada, she said the reason Chiwa wasn't popular was because she didn't watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Later that day, just like Misuzu had instructed, Chiwa came to their classroom with her guitar case, and when their classmates saw her, they gathered around her. They began asking her questions about her favorite music band and artist, and Chiwa struggled to give them answers since she had forgotten the stand names Misuzu had told her because her brain was low on storage space. When the girls began begging Chiwa to play a song for them, Sakagami's brother walked up to them and told Chiwa that his brother had a collection of guitars. Listening to him talk overwhelmed Chiwa, so when he also requested a song, she swung the guitar case in the air while mumbling something and then struck a pose. Feeling embarrassed, she ran out of the class, and while Hada was worried about her, Misuzu did a poor job containing her laughter. A little while later, Hada and Misuzu found Chiwa drinking tea in the club room, and Misuzu told Chiwa that her little display would surely get her noticed. She even gave an example using her relationship with Hada, but since she was the reincarnation of the Wicked Witch of the West, she added a special twist. She said the reason she started dating Hada immediately after confessing to him was because he saw her underwear. Hada tried to convince Chiwa that he wasn't some cultured rogue and hadn't forced Misuzu into their relationship. but Chua gave him a factory resetting slap. As he knelt before the girls, Misuzu advised Chua to flash Sakagami her underwear to speed up their dating process, but Chua said she had no intention of acting like a roadside call girl. After she said this, she noticed Hada looking at Misuzu and complained about them eye-bonking each other in her presence. Since she had no idea that Hada was looking at Misuzu because she had raised her skirt to tease him, she angrily went to the bathroom. The moment she left, Misuzu told Hada that she had assumed Chua would leave the club after her embarrassing performance in the classroom earlier, but she didn't even look like she was bothered about what had happened. Hada explained that Chua was once an exceptional kendo fighter, but after an accident left her with a damaged lower back, she had to quit the kendo team. He said quitting kendo had been hard for her since it was her ultimate goal, but now she had a new goal: to become popular, and she always worked hard towards her goal. Hearing his words made Misuzu understand why Hada cared for Chua so much, but she told him that as long as they were together, he wasn't allowed to pay attention to other girls. A few days later, during one of their strategy meetings, Misuzu read another entry from Hada's journal. To his horror, it was the one where he talked about his previous life, and hearing all the things he wrote being read out made him embarrassed. In the journal, he claimed he was a prince named Burning Fighting Fighter, who had been reincarnated on Earth after losing a fight against the Wyverns. The more Misuzu read, the more Hada screamed like he was a demon being vanquished. When she finished, Misuzu advised Chua to fight someone from her past life, but Chua said she couldn't remember it. However, after she thought about it for a while, she said she was a princess in her past life and was adored by her subjects. The other thing she remembered from her so-called past life was that a prince riding a cow had proposed to her. The prince had promised to give her all his meat if she said yes and no. "You degenerate, it's not that type of meat." Hearing all the shit coming out of Chua's mouth annoyed Hada so much that he screamed at her to stop underestimating her past life. He said it would make more sense if she said she had been a princess knight who battled evil gods or did something dangerous and heroic. Instead, she was deluding herself into believing she had been living in a Disney fairy tale with a dashing prince. When he finished his rant, both girls stared at him with their eyes wide open.